Two quick fire videos for you. First of all, we're going to go through the League 2 predictions for the weekend and let you know what I think the scores are going to be. But I'm going to leave the Grimsby result out. If you want to know what my prediction for the Grimsby result is going to be, do check out my other video, which will be coming later tonight, which will be the preview for the Grimsby game as they head to Carlisle. But we're going to move on with just the League 2 predictions. And we start with a game which happens this evening, which is Tranmere hosting Salford City. Now, Tranmere are not the biggest goal scorers so far this season. Obviously, under Nigel Atkins, they're not the biggest goal scorers. They lie in 16th with only 3 goals scored this season. And Salford are just ahead of them on 15th. So on paper, do you know, I'm going to go for a draw in this. I think Tranmere don't concede many, but also don't score many. I expect this one to really be a low-scoring game. I'm actually going to go for Tranmere 1, Salford City 1. I was thinking it's going to be as it'll be a 5-4 now. I've said that, but I'm saying 1-1 between Tranmere Rovers and Salford City. They both really feel like they need a result, and we want one. It's just see what kind of game it becomes. Going into Saturday's games now, we'll start with Harrogate Town hosting Bradford City. Harrogate, this is a Yorkshire derby of sorts between Harrogate and Bradford. And Harrogate at home, you know, they can always do some damage, but they are 20th in League 2, 7 points from 7 games. While Bradford are just outside the playoffs by 2 points. After 3 wins from 7, 11 points. Bradford are unpredictable, like this league is at the moment. Very, very unpredictable. But obviously with Harrogate recently beating Doncaster there, you can never really rule it out. So what do I say for this one? I'm going to go win for the Bantams. I'm going to go for 2-1 win for Bradford. Everyone's not being consistent as consistent can be, but I'm actually going to be saying 2-1 to Bradford City at Harrogate. I just think they'll have just a little bit too much. So 2-1 is my opinion for that game. We move on to the second game. High Flying Walsall play Colchester United. This is the second strand game after Harrogate. So these games are obviously 12:30 kickoffs from Walsall against Colchester. Walsall flying high in 3rd place right now. You know, very, very unlucky against Leicester in midweek. If they could only take a penalty, they'd be going to Old Trafford right now. But in the meantime, Walsall, like I said, that they are flying 5 wins from 7 league games. You know, so they're going to be favourites, especially being at the best Scott as well. That's always going to cause it to be a little bit of an issue. But Colchester started fairly decent. You know, they're in the top half, 9 points from 7. At the minute now, at home for Walsall, I can't. There is a case for Colchester because they're unbeaten in the last 4. They'll want to, but Walsall at the minute are just a little too strong at home at the moment, and I fancy Walsall to probably win this one fairly comfortably. I'm going to go for the Saddlers to win by 3-0 against Colchester. Like I said, that's a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, but 3-0 to the Saddlers is my thought process. Watch me get it very, very, very wrong. Wimbledon and Accrington obviously has been postponed due to some quite bad water damage done at Plough Lane, so that game will not be occurring. So we'll move on to the first 3 o'clock that will be happening, which is Bromley hosting the MK Dons. Bromley coming off a defeat to Grimsby last time out. Obviously, 18th place for them so far. Had quite a strong start with their opening day win, but they've kind of plateaued a little bit. And the MK Dons are not having the start they wanted. They have just brought in Scott Lindsay, who left Crawley this week. So, will there be any magic bounce or won't they? I do fancy the Dons for this though. But I don't see it being an easy game. Bromley definitely are organised, that is for sure. But I think the first goal in this game is going to be key. But I'm going to give it to MK Dons. I'm saying they're going to go to Bromley and win by 2-1. 2-1 for MK Dons against Bromley. But like I said, all these could be completely wrong. And now we'll move to Cheltenham as they host Fleetwood. 2 teams that really probably haven't had the start in the league that they wanted to. Cheltenham are in 17th. And Fleetwood, mid-table bound 12th. So when you look at that, really, it's not a terrible start by Fleetwood. Cheltenham just again need to get clean sheets, but only 1 win in the last 6 games. Doesn't feed a lot of confidence, I'm sure, towards Cheltenham and their team. Fleetwood, they're dogged. They're a dogged team. And I'm literally going to say Fleetwood are going to nick this, I'm going to say a 2-1 win for the Cod Army. And we'll see how that goes. But, Charlie Adam has got a little something going at Fleetwood. They're difficult to beat. That's one thing you have to give Fleetwood. And I fancy them, to get the win against Cheltenham. Not easily, but I just reckon that they will. So, next, it's probably the game of the weekend. Well, one of the games of the weekend in League 2. Doncaster Rovers host Chesterfield. A derby of some sort. But battle of 2 good teams. Doncaster obviously in 6th. Chesterfield are in 10th. There's 4 points past them. This is a difficult one. I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for a high scoring draw. Obviously, Paul Cook drawing last time out, but their form in the last 4 games haven't been good. They've only won 1 of the last 4, Chesterfield. Doncaster not won in the last 2 games. I'm going to go for, like I said, I'm going to go for a draw here. But I think there could be plenty of goals in this. Will Grigg is not far away if he does from Chesterfield. I'm going to say 2-2 between Doncaster and Chesterfield. But I'm expecting it to be a a good footballing game, because both Grant McKinnon and Paul Cook like to play attacking, flowing football, and I think that they will. So 2-2 for me in that game between Doncaster and Chesterfield. Next is Gillingham against Barrow. This is a top of the table clash, this really, and it could go either way. Barrow in first, Gillingham in second, the battle of the top two. What do I think will happen here? Gillingham, 5 wins from their first 7. They've scored 10 goals, only conceded 2. Barrow have scored 11, conceded 3 on average. That's pretty much the same. Barrow just scored 1 more, but conceded 1 more. This is going to be a big win for either side. Who's going to get it? Well, I can take my my thought from obviously seeing Barrow play the soonest. I'm going to go for Barrow. They seem to be able to do it even when they're not playing great. So I think, but I don't think there'll be much in this because both sides don't concede much. But I'm going to go for a Barrow 1-0 win at Gillingham. Gillingham obviously becoming a very, very difficult place to go. I don't see there being many goals in this with 2 of the best defences in the league. I just fancy if Gillingham aren't at it from the get-go, I think Barrow could sneak it. So I'm saying Barrow with a 1-0 win against Gillingham. Next we have struggling Morecambe against 4th place Notts County. Morecambe need to try and get that elusive win from somewhere because they are being slightly cut adrift. They're 4 points behind Carlisle, so 4 points from safety, and no wins from 7. And against an attack like Notts County and the quality that Notts County have got at their disposal, you really can't say anything but a Notts County win. But this league's been so indecisive. We just don't know. But I hate to say it, I hate to say it's for Morecambe's sake, but I do see Notts getting a big win here, really. Probably the biggest win of the weekend. I fancy Notts County to win 4-0 at Morecambe. Just with the attacking quality that Notts County have got, I don't see Morecambe having enough to get past the Magpies. So I'm saying a 4-0 comfortable win for the Magpies in this game. They lie in 4th. They could easily be second, and if the draw goes their way, they probably could finish top, depending on what happens in the Walsall game. And now we move on to the final 2 games, which is Newport County against Crewe and Port Vale against Swindon. If we look at Newport against Crewe, Crewe have really started to find their feet. 4 wins from their first 7. They started horribly, but have been able to kind of get a little bit of consistency going, and they look, they're looking dangerous, looking very, very dangerous. And their opponents, of course, Newport, they're a team as well at the minute where you don't know what they're going to do, you don't know what they're going to get, or what you're going to get from them. They're in 14th place, 9 points from 7, not a terrible start. But they are one of the worst defences in the league, which may sway my prediction. I fancy a 2-0 win for Crewe in this one. And I think it's down to Newport's defensive record. I just don't. I see Crewe, even though they've only scored 7 times, I think they might feel like, well, defence like Newport, they might just be able to get over the line there. So I'm saying 2-0 to Crewe, and it's just a feeling that I've got in that game. Just a feeling that I've got in that game. And like I said, the final game of the League 2 weekend happens to be Port Vale hosting Swindon. Port Vale, like I've said before, not really had the best of starts. You'd expect them to be higher, but they are in the top 10, so they've made a solid start, but you'd expect a little bit more from Dan Moore and his men. But, not really made the explosive start they were probably expecting. Whereas Swindon, they're 21st, and this is quite difficult to decide these kind of games, because you're thinking, well, it's going to be a banker for Port Vale, isn't it? But like as Morecambe showed last week when they got a 1-1 draw. No, I think it was a 1-1 draw. And teams at the bottom, they're just the bottom, but they're not bottom by much, are they? What do I do here? Do I go draw? That's the thing screaming to me. I'm going to go 1-1 between Port Vale and Swindon. Even though Swindon have struggled, in this league you just never really know. So I'm saying 1-1 between Port Vale and Swindon. It's an unpredictable league. You think you've got it figured out, and then results throw it aside. So they're my predictions. If you're a fan of teams in League 2, let me know what you think of your team score, including Carlisle fans. I haven't put haven't mentioned the Carlisle Grimsby game. That's because it will be coming up in a preview very, very soon of Grimsby and Carlisle. So do look out for that video. That'll be coming out very soon as well. But any fan that is going to a League 2 game this weekend, do enjoy it. Leave your predictions down below for me. Let me know what you guys think your team's going to do this weekend. And I'll be back shortly with the Carlisle Grimsby preview. In the meantime, guys, I will see you soon. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Comment, let me know what you all think about what's going to happen to your team this weekend. And I'll see you shortly with another video. In the meantime, guys, I'll see you soon. Ta-da for now. Bye-bye.